Think you know the world around you? Think again. Here are 100 animal facts to blow your mind. Llamas aren't just fluffy grazers, they're fierce bodyguards in disguise. In North and South America, farmers often deploy a single llama to guard entire flocks of sheep. Why just one? Because llamas bond closely with the herd and treat it like their own. When a predator like a coyote sneaks in, the llama doesn't panic. It charges. With sharp hooves, a powerful kick, and loud alarm call, it'll stomp, spit, and chase the intruder off. Studies have shown that flocks with a llama on duty suffer far fewer attacks. Turns out, under all that fuzz, there is a fearless defender. Japanese macaques love hot springs. Japanese macaques, or snow monkeys, beat the cold by lounging in hot springs. They soak for hours, chilling in steamy pools like tiny fuzzy retirees. They even have social hierarchies about who gets the best spots. Elephant shrews are neither elephants nor shrews. Despite the name, elephant shrews aren't related to elephants or true shrews. They belong to their own weird order, bouncing like tiny antelopes across the African savanna. They are a living proof that naming things in biology is total chaos. Raccoons have hands as sensitive as human fingertips. Raccoons use their incredibly sensitive paws to see in the dark. Their hands are packed with nerve endings, allowing them to identify objects just by touch. It's part thief, part safecracker, all raccoon. Lanternfish light up the deep. Lanternfish rule the deep ocean with natural headlamps. They have photophores, tiny organs that glow, used for communication, camouflage, and finding prey in the pitch-black abyss. The real deep-sea rave never stops. Glass frogs are see-through. Glass frogs have translucent skin that shows their beating hearts, livers, and intestines. They're basically living anatomy diagrams, fragile, bizarre, and strangely beautiful. Secretary birds may look elegant, but they hunt by stomping snakes into the dirt with pinpoint kicks. Their legs are so powerful, one strike can crush a snake's spine instantly. Nature's high-heeled assassins. Male anglerfish fuse to females. In the deep sea, male anglerfish are tiny compared to females. They bite onto a mate and fuse into her body, sharing her bloodstream for nutrients. Eventually, he becomes nothing more than a pair of testes attached to her side. Ultimate commitment, or ultimate freeloading. Koalas have fingerprints like humans. Under a microscope, a koala's fingerprint is almost indistinguishable from a human's. Even forensic labs have been tricked. So if you're ever framed for a eucalyptus heist, maybe check the local koala population first. The harpy eagle looks like a creature from fantasy, but it's all muscle and menace. With legs as thick as a human wrist and claws bigger than a grizzly bear's, it doesn't just catch prey, it crushes it. Sloths, monkeys, even animals its own size aren't safe. It hunts in near silence, diving through dense rainforest with wings that span over 6 feet. When it strikes, the kill is instant. Its grip is so strong it can snap bones on impact. This isn't just a bird of prey. It's an apex predator built for power and precision. Hammerhead sharks have 360-degree vision. The hammer-shaped head isn't just for show. It spaces their eyes wide apart, giving hammerhead sharks an almost 360-degree field of vision. They can scan for prey like aquatic security cameras, constantly swiveling. Butterflies remember being caterpillars. Despite liquefying into goo inside their cocoons, butterflies can retain memories from their caterpillar days. Experiments show they can remember scents they learned before metamorphosis. It's the ultimate brain reboot, but it keeps the important files. The red-lipped batfish looks like it's dressed for a runway, not the ocean floor. With bold, lipstick red lips, it struts across the seafloor near the Galapagos Islands. But don't be fooled. It's a lousy swimmer relying on its fins to clumsily walk instead of swim. Male lions sleep 20 hours a day. Male lions spend most of their lives either sleeping or pretending to be busy. They rack up around 20 hours of sleep per day. King of the jungle? More like king of naps. The African crested rat, or the maned rat, defends itself using plant-based poison, but it doesn't make it, it steals it. It chews the bark of the Acokanthera tree, the same plant used on poison arrows, then spreads the toxin onto special grooves in its fur. These hairs are hollow and sponge-like, perfect for holding the deadly compound. When a predator bites, it gets a mouthful of poison powerful enough to stop a heart. The rat itself is immune. It doesn't run or fight. It just dares predators to take a bite, and many only try once. Barn owls' ears aren't lined up evenly. One is higher than the other, letting them pinpoint the exact location of tiny prey in complete darkness. Nature's most terrifying night vision goggles. Vampire squid glows in the dark. Despite the name, vampire squid don't suck blood, but they are creepy. They live in the ocean's oxygen-deprived twilight zone and glow with bioluminescence, flashing and disappearing like ghostly deep-sea ninjas. African gray parrots outsmart toddlers. African gray parrots have the mental capacity of a 4 to 6-year-old child. They understand concepts like same, different, numbers, and even zero. Some have vocabularies of over 1,000 words. Talking birds? No, debating birds. Male pufferfish sculpt elaborate, perfectly geometric sand mandalas on the ocean floor to attract mates. These intricate works can be over 6 feet wide and take days to finish. No hands, no rulers, just pure fin-powered artistry. Kiwis are blind hunters. New Zealand's flightless kiwis hunt mainly by smell and touch, not sight. Their nostrils are at the tips of their long beaks, rare among birds. Even blindfolded, they'd probably out-hunt most animals. The Greenland shark can live 500 years. Greenland sharks hold the record for the longest living vertebrates. Some individuals are estimated to be over 400 years old. That means there are sharks alive today that were born before Shakespeare. Talk about ancient mariners. Albatross pairs stay together for life. Once albatrosses find a mate, they stick together for decades, sometimes for life. They even perform synchronized dances to reaffirm their bonds after long migrations. Monogamy, but with way cooler choreography. Honey badgers are escape artists. Honey badgers aren't just fearless, they're genius-level escape artists. They can climb walls, dig under fences, and unlock gates. Zookeepers call them master escapees because nothing can hold a honey badger unless it wants to stay. Leatherback sea turtles can cross oceans. Leatherback turtles migrate across entire oceans, swimming thousands of miles without stopping. They're built for endurance, not speed, crossing the Pacific like slow, leathery submarines. Flying snakes actually glide. Certain snakes in Southeast Asia can flatten their bodies mid-air and glide from tree to tree. They undulate in flight, turning their bodies into living wings. It's not true flight, but it's enough to scare anything below. Booby birds have bright blue feet. Booby birds flaunt electric blue feet to attract mates. The bluer the feet, the healthier the bird. A living neon sign that says, "Pick me, I'm fabulous." The competition is fierce and the fashion stakes are sky high. Giant isopods are deep-sea vacuum cleaners. Living up to 7,000 feet deep, giant isopods look like armored bugs from a sci-fi nightmare. They scavenge the ocean floor for anything edible, from fish carcasses to whale falls. Think of them as the ocean's creepy armored janitors. Water bears can survive space. Tardigrades, also known as water bears, can survive extreme radiation, dehydration, and even the vacuum of space. They simply dry out into a glassy state, endure the worst conditions imaginable, and rehydrate back to life. Tiny, indestructible legends. Saigas have weird, inflatable noses. The saiga antelope sports a bizarre, bulbous nose. Its nose filters dust in the summer and warms cold air in the winter. It looks cartoonish, but that snout is pure survival engineering for life on the windswept steppes. Indian purple frogs live underground. For most of their lives, it's about 10 months a year, Indian purple frogs live underground, surfacing only briefly to breed after monsoon rains. Their bizarre, bloated shape and pointy snout make them look like living fossils. Jerboas are desert bouncers. Imagine a mouse crossed with a kangaroo. Jerboas live in deserts and use their giant hind legs to leap up to 10 feet in a single bound. That's like a human clearing a 2-story building. When life gets hot, jerboas bounce. Opossums laugh in the face of venom. Opossums have evolved resistance to many snake venoms, allowing them to snack on rattlesnakes and cottonmouths without fear. Evolution gave them a cloak of invincibility and a serious hunger for danger. Sea sponges might be the closest thing to immortality on Earth. They have no brains, no hearts, and no nerves. Just a porous body that never seems to age. Instead of dying, they regenerate, rebuild, and keep going indefinitely. In the deep sea, they're the strange, squishy relics of eternal youth, defying time one cell at a time. Swifts sleep while flying. Swifts spend almost their entire lives airborne, eating, mating, and yes, even sleeping on the wing. Scientists found that they can snooze mid-flight, gliding for months without touching the ground. Birds that literally never need to land. Clownfish are all born male. In clownfish colonies, the dominant male can turn female if the reigning female dies. Yes, real-life gender bending. Finding Nemo didn't mention that little plot twist, but in nature, survival demands flexibility. Electric eels were thought to be solitary, but in some Amazon regions they hunt cooperatively. Groups of eels herd fish into tight balls and deliver synchronized electric shocks. It's like a coordinated electrocution, straight from a nightmare. Leafcutter ants don't actually eat leaves. They chop them down, haul them home, and use them to cultivate underground fungus gardens. The fungus feeds the colony. Its ancient agriculture perfected millions of years before humans ever thought of farming. Tiger sharks eat literally anything. Tiger sharks are called the garbage cans of the sea for a reason. Autopsies have found license plates, tires, and even suits of armor in their stomachs. If it fits in their mouth, chances are they'll try to eat it. Bats make up a quarter of all mammal species. Bats are shockingly successful. They make up about 25% of all mammal species on Earth. From tiny bumblebee bats to giant flying foxes, their diversity is proof that being weird and nocturnal really pays off. Praying mantis can eat hummingbirds. In rare but chilling cases, giant mantises have been observed ambushing and eating hummingbirds at feeders. Those delicate flowers of the bird world are no match for the lightning-fast strikes of a stealthy insect assassin. Horseshoe crabs have blue blood. Horseshoe crab blood is bright blue because it uses copper instead of iron to carry oxygen. Even stranger, it's critical for modern medicine. Their blood detects bacterial toxins, making it essential for vaccine production. Alien-looking, life-saving legends. Flying fish don't fly like birds, but they come close. With a burst of speed reaching 35 miles per hour, 56 kilometers per hour, they rocket out of the water and glide through the air for over 600 feet, about 183 meters. Using their wing-like fins, they turn the ocean's surface into a runway, escaping predators by soaring just above the waves. The hoatzin, a bizarre bird from the Amazon, smells like manure, literally. Nicknamed the stink bird, it ferments vegetation in its gut like a cow, using a specialized foregut to break down leaves. This rare digestive system makes its body bulky, flight clumsy, and odor unforgettable. Even more bizarre, hoatzin chicks are born with claws on their wings. If they fall from the nest into water to escape a predator, they can swim, then claw their way back up trees like tiny feathered dinosaurs. Polar bears have black skin. Underneath that white fur, polar bears have jet black skin. The fur acts like fiber optics, channeling sunlight down to the skin for maximum heat absorption. In the Arctic, looking fluffy hides some serious engineering. Crows remember faces, especially enemies. Studies show they can recognize a human who wronged them and pass that information on to other crows. Upset a crow, and you might find yourself blacklisted for life. Marine iguanas from the Galapagos can literally shrink their bones when food is scarce, reducing their body size to survive tough times. When food returns, they regrow. Now that's extreme dieting. Reptile style. European robins can see the Earth's magnetic fields, thanks to a special protein in their eyes. They use it to navigate during migration, following invisible maps no human could ever perceive. It's like they have a built-in GPS, no upgrades needed. Velvet worms hunt with built-in glue guns. Onychophora, commonly referred to as velvet worms, is an exclusively terrestrial phylum of invertebrates that lives in humid, dark microhabitats such as rotting logs, leaf litter, and caves. These ancient predators fire twin streams of sticky slime that harden on contact, instantly trapping their prey. The glue shoots out with surprising force, like getting blasted point blank with a living squirt gun. Once the victim is stuck and helpless, the velvet worm casually strolls over and eats it. Anemonefish are immune to anemone stings. Anemonefish, or clownfish, have evolved to maintain very low levels of sialic acid in their skin mucus to avoid triggering the release of nematocysts, stinging cells, in their sea anemone hosts. Thanks to a special mucus coating, clownfish can swim among the deadly tentacles of sea anemones without getting stung. It's a mutualism deal. Clownfish get protection, anemones get food scraps. A housemate arrangement with serious perks. The shoebill stork stares into your soul. The shoebill stork looks like a dinosaur and acts like a statue. It stands motionless for hours, then strikes with bone-crushing precision to snag prey. Its death stare is so intense it unnerves even crocodiles. Nature's most judgmental bird. Mantis shrimp's color vision. Mantis shrimp don't just see colors, they obliterate our rainbow. Their eyes have 12 to 16 color receptors compared to our mere 3. They can detect ultraviolet, infrared, and polarized light, basically living in a psychedelic world invisible to us. Nature gave them superpowered eyes, and we are colorblind by comparison. Vampire bats have a chilling secret. They share blood like true comrades. If a bat fails to feed, another will regurgitate a blood meal to keep it alive. No family obligation needed, just pure bat friendship. Miss a dinner too often, though, and you might get ghosted. Literally. Flamingos are born gray. That iconic pink isn't genetic, it's lunch. Flamingos hatch as bland gray fluff balls, but their diet of shrimp and algae packed with carotenoids slowly dyes their feathers pink. No shrimp, no glamour. In captivity, zookeepers even spike their food to keep them fashionably fabulous. Forget tasers. Electric rays were shocking predators millions of years before humans existed. These underwater assassins can blast prey with electric pulses up to 220 volts, enough to stun, paralyze, and sometimes kill. They don't chase food, they zap it into submission. In the brutal Arctic cold, the woolly bear caterpillar freezes itself solid every winter, heart stopped, body frozen, only to thaw out and crawl off like nothing happened. This cycle can repeat for up to 14 years before they finally grow into a moth. That's the slowest puberty on Earth. The pistol shrimp isn't packing heat, it is heat. When it snaps its claws shut, it fires a bubble bullet that travels so fast it creates temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun, momentarily hitting 4,700 degrees Celsius. 8,500 degrees Fahrenheit. Nature's smallest, loudest cannon. The blue dragon sea slug looks like a living sapphire and fights like a pirate. It floats upside down on ocean currents, stealing venom from deadly jellyfish, like the Portuguese man o' war, and weaponizing it for its own defense. Beauty and death in one tiny package. Cows are more emotionally complex than most people think. Studies show they form strong social bonds with specific individuals. They're best friends. When separated, their stress levels skyrocket. Reunited? Instant calm. Yes, cows miss their BFFs too. Gharial's weird snout is built for speed. That long, thin snout on a gharial isn't a mistake. It's a fish-snagging missile. With over 100 razor-sharp teeth and a super lightweight jaw, they can snap shut faster than you can blink, slicing through water like a living sword. Giant clams are solar-powered. Giant clams aren't just big, they're bioengineered marvels. They house algae inside their bodies that photosynthesize sunlight, producing food. Essentially, they farm inside their own flesh. Just sunbathe and eat light. living the ultimate lazy lifestyle. Antlion larvae are tiny, vicious engineers. They dig cone-shaped pits in the sand, weight buried at the bottom, then snap their jaws shut on any insect unlucky enough to slip in. One false step, and your dinner. Patience is their most dangerous weapon. The harpy eagle is a rainforest monster with talons bigger than grizzly bear claws. It can pluck full-grown monkeys out of trees mid-flight without missing a beat. If you're a monkey and you hear branches crack above, it's already too late. The male mannequin bird moonwalks to impress females. No joke. In the rainforests of Central and South America, the white-collared mannequin performs a jaw-dropping dance that looks like Michael Jackson in the jungle. It rapidly slides backwards along a branch while snapping its wings to create a sharp, rhythmic click. The whole performance is so fast and precise that it happens in just a few seconds, and if the female's not impressed, he resets and does it all over again. Evolution made a bird that dances for love and sounds like a metronome. Male pipefish. Play favorites. In the world of pipefish, the males carry the babies too, but there's a dark twist. These dads actually absorb their own embryos if they find the eggs weak or unattractive. That's right. Survival of the fittest starts in dad's belly. Forget playing favorites. These guys play judge, jury, and apparently devourer. Starfish can regrow their entire bodies. Cut off a starfish's arm, and not only will it regrow the limb, but the severed arm can grow into an entirely new starfish, if enough central tissue remains. It's the marine version of cloning yourself from a pinky toe. Cassowaries can eviscerate you. Cassowaries aren't just big birds, they're prehistoric death machines. Armed with dagger-like claws on each foot, a single kick can disembowel a human. They are widely considered the world's most dangerous bird, and they know it. Ounce for ounce, spider silk is stronger than steel. It's so tough that scientists are studying it for future bulletproof vests and artificial tendons. Imagine armor spun straight out of a spider. Weird, but incredibly effective. Dolphins give each other names. Dolphins aren't just smart, they have actual names. They develop unique signature whistles to identify themselves, and other dolphins call them by these names. It's the marine version of shouting your buddy's nickname across a crowded beach. Axolotls stay babies forever. Axolotls defy the rules of growing up. They never fully metamorphose into adult salamanders, staying permanently aquatic and gilled. An evolutionary loophole called neoteny. Peter Pan wishes he had it this good. Ostriches have eyeballs, bigger than their brains. Ostriches have massive eyes, like each bigger than a billiard ball, and yet their brains are smaller than one of those eyes. Priorities: see predators clearly, maybe think about it later. Tasmanian devils are screaming fighters. Tasmanian devils aren't just loud for fun. That blood-curdling scream is a mix of intimidation and social warfare. They bite each other's faces in dominance battles and can crush bones with their jaws. Cute? No. Brutal? Absolutely. Tree kangaroos are real. Most people picture kangaroos hopping across deserts, but there's a version that climbs trees. Tree kangaroos are chunky, awkward tree climbers from Australia and New Guinea, and they look like a weird cross between a bear cub and a kangaroo. Mudskippers are fish that can walk, climb trees, and breathe air through their skin and mouth lining. They're basically half-evolved land, creatures showing off the first steps evolution ever made toward terrestrial life. Snow leopards can't roar. Despite being majestic big cats, snow leopards can't actually roar. Their vocal cords are different from lions or tigers, so they settle for high-pitched yowls, growls, and hisses. No roar, but still deadly. Garden eels live in swaying colonies. Garden eels look like underwater plants until you get closer. They live buried tail first in the sand, sticking their heads out to feed while swaying in the current. It's an entire garden, made of living, peeking noodles. Green anacondas are so massive that they can swallow prey as big as a deer or even a caiman. Their stretchy jaws and muscular coils mean once they wrap around you, it's game over. Digestion takes weeks, and during that time, they barely move. One meal, one marathon nap. Froghoppers are the best jumpers. Move over, fleas. Froghoppers, or spittlebugs, are the true jump champions. They can leap over 100 times their body length, enduring G-forces greater than a rocket launch. It's like a human jumping over a 70-story skyscraper with ease. Male giraffes use neck battles. When it's time to fight, male giraffes go full gladiator mode. They swing their massive necks like sledgehammers, crashing heads into rivals' bodies. It's called necking, and it looks slow motion, but one well-placed hit can knock an opponent out cold. Yeti crabs grow their own food. The deep-sea yeti crab farms bacteria on its furry claws for food. Living near hydrothermal vents, it waves its hairy pincers in mineral-rich water, cultivating meals like a mobile garden. Talk about taking farm to table to extreme depths. Maned wolves smell like cannabis. The maned wolf, a long-legged canid of South America, is famous for smelling exactly like marijuana. Zoos have even had visitors call the police, thinking someone was lighting up. But nope. It's just nature's weird perfume. Archerfish shoot down prey with water jets. Archerfish are nature's sharpshooters. They can spit jets of water up to 2 meters to knock down insects perched on branches. Adjusting for refraction angles, they compensate like little living snipers. No scopes needed. Pangolins have tongues, longer than their bodies. A pangolin's tongue isn't just long, it's absurd. It's attached near the pelvis and can be longer than the entire animal when fully extended. When they chow down on ants and termites, it's like slurping noodles, but much more hardcore. The lyrebird is nature's ultimate mimic. Native to Australia, this bird can imitate almost any sound it hears. Chainsaws, car alarms, camera shutters, even human voices. It learns by listening, then replicates the sounds with astonishing accuracy using its complex vocal muscles. In the wild, it uses mimicry to impress mates and confuse rivals, layering multiple sounds into a single performance. Some lyrebirds have been recorded mimicking entire construction sites. Their syrinx, the bird equivalent of vocal cords, is one of the most advanced in the animal kingdom. It's not just copying, it's mastering an entire acoustic environment. Forget a murder of crows, ravens have it even darker. A group of them is called an unkindness. Given their love of death scenes, scavenging, and eerie intelligence, the name feels a little too appropriate. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins. Despite their slow, chill lifestyle, sloths can hold their breath for up to 40 minutes underwater, by slowing their heart rate by a third. Dolphins, those supposed aquatic kings, they max out around 10 minutes. Score 1 for the slowpoke. Parrotfish poop sand. Next time you wiggle your toes in tropical white sand, you should thank a parrotfish, or maybe a gag. These fish munch on coral, digest the algae, and excrete fine sand. One parrotfish can produce hundreds of pounds of sand every year. Beaches are basically fancy fish poop. Owls can rotate their heads by up to 270 degrees. Owls aren't demonic, just biomechanically gifted. Special blood vessel structures allow them to twist their heads 270 degrees without cutting off circulation. It's less magic, more anatomical wizardry designed for deadly hunting. The Turritopsis dohrnii jellyfish doesn't believe in death. When injured or stressed, it reverts its cells to a juvenile state and starts life all over again. Essentially, it can repeat this cycle indefinitely, making it biologically immortal, at least theoretically. Hippos don't just wallow for fun. Their skin secretes a red, oily substance that acts as natural sunscreen and an antibiotic. It's often called blood sweat, but it's not blood. Just hippo-made skincare that would put fancy cosmetics brands to shame. Crabs can regrow limbs. Lose a leg? No big deal if you're a crab. Given enough molts, they can fully regenerate missing claws and legs. In crab society, it's not about surviving the fight. It's about growing back better, faster, and stronger. Kangaroo rats never drink water. Living in harsh deserts, kangaroo rats get all the moisture they need from seeds. They've adapted to survive without ever drinking liquid water, producing super concentrated urine and dry feces. True champions of dry living. Cuttlefish aren't just masters of disguise, they're illusionists. By flashing rapidly changing colors, they can mesmerize and confuse prey, luring them close enough for a lightning-quick strike. Vegas magicians could only dream of this kind of trickery. Bumblebees don't just work, they play. Scientists observed bumblebees repeatedly rolling little wooden balls for no reward, just for fun. It's the first proof of spontaneous play behavior in insects. Tiny balls, tiny joys. Proboscis monkeys have built-in echo chambers. Those giant bulbous noses on male proboscis monkeys aren't just for laughs, they amplify calls through the jungle. The bigger the nose, the louder the call, and the more attractive to females. It's nature's weirdest megaphone. The mimic octopus doesn't just blend in, it becomes something else entirely. Found in the Indo-Pacific, it can contort its body and change its color and texture to impersonate other sea creatures. It's been seen mimicking lionfish, sea snakes, flatfish, and even jellyfish. Each impersonation is strategic. It chooses which animal to mimic based on what predator it's facing. Two arms together become a sea snake. A flattened body becomes a flounder. This shape-shifting isn't just camouflage, it's deception in motion. With no bones and thousands of color-changing cells, it adapts instantly, fooling everything around it to stay alive. Swordfish can heat their eyes and brain to improve vision while hunting in cold, deep waters. A warm brain and sharp sight give them a killer advantage. It's like they have the ultimate built-in thermal goggles. Wombat poop is cube-shaped. Yes, cube-shaped poop. Wombats have specially adapted intestines that shape their feces into little blocks. Why? So it doesn't roll away when marking territory. Even in nature, branding matters. Albatrosses can sleep while flying. Albatrosses can lock their wings and snooze mid-air, flying for days without landing. Half their brain stays awake to maintain flight while the other half rests. It's the ultimate autopilot system, nature's answer to long-haul flights. Naked mole rats. Feel no pain. Naked mole rats are immune to certain types of pain, including acid burns and capsaicin. Evolution stripped them of pain receptors, making them some of the most hardcore survivors in the animal kingdom. Goblin sharks look like nightmares. Goblin sharks are prehistoric freaks with extendable jaws that snap forward to ambush prey. They look like deep-sea horror movie monsters, and they basically are. Be thankful they lurk far below where sunlight fears to tread. At Sci-Facts Info, your go-to channel for fascinating and educational facts. From interesting trivia to mind-blowing discoveries, we deliver bite-sized content designed to entertain and inform curious minds.